Welcome back to the Car Boutique's detailing channel. Exciting times. I have got a lovely car in today. Now this is a Maserati Ghibli, and we're going to split this up into 4 videos. Number 1 being the engine clean, which you are seeing today. So we're going to do the engine clean today. We're going to do a separate video on these whopping 19-inch alloys, a separate video on maintenance wash, paint correction and ceramic coating. And then we're going to come into the inside for video number 4 on what is an absolutely stunning interior. So we'll give it a good clean and offer it as much protection as we can. So as I said right at the start, video number 1 is today. We're going to move forward and start on the engine clean. So folks, there are loads and loads of ways you can do an engine clean. I'm going to drop all the links to all the engine clean videos we've done previously. So we've done them using garden hoses, jet washers, but today we're going to be using the steam variant. So a quick look at what we're going to be using today. So we're going to be using the Karcher Professional Steam Cleaner. You've seen these in the videos before. Really good potent bit of kit. Now the reason why I went for this machine is it allows me to toggle between steam and sort of high pressure hot water. You'll see the relevance as to when I use either of those functions shortly. For the actual main sort of degreaser, engine degreaser, we're going to be using alienmagic Revival, their engine cleaner. And for protection at the end, we're going to be using Tenzi Motorplast. We've got the Black Mamba gloves, we've got detailing brushes, we've got lots and lots of rags. My personal opinion is use your secondary or cheaper rags, because the way I do it, they go straight in the bin afterwards. So the kit is nice and simple. Let's crack on. So before I actually start off with the engine, I always drop the actual sound sort of deadening carpet that comes with it. All I'm going to do with that is brush it down and give it a wipe down. You can sort of use a wet vax on it and use a pressure washer, but you don't want the actual shape of this to distort, otherwise it'll have sags in it. And all the clips, make sure you put these safely, otherwise you're going to have bits dangling down. And if it's someone else's car, you've got to look after it. So we've already removed that bit. So with any engine clean, you really want to be getting rid of all the leaves, the twigs and all the loose dirt. And I use my air blower for that. So go around the actual bonnet itself and all the compartments within the actual engine bay. Really get your blower in there to blow out as much dirt and to facilitate the cleaning afterwards. And then what I do is I use my steamer on the hot water function just to basically go over all the surfaces on the underside of the actual bonnet and over the engine as well. And that is just going to loosen up some dirt, all right? Give your degreaser a helping hand. So just like we do pre-washes before we do the contact wash, I apply a similar process whereby I'm using hot water just to get rid of all the bigger bits to enable that degreaser to really penetrate the grime, which is going to be of benefit to us later. So that's it, blow dried and a quick going over with hot water. And you can see it's all got that grime in. That normal, I mean, this isn't too bad, that normal engine grime that's just going to sit there until you give it a good clean. All up there, all the dirt, all the normal stuff. We've seen it before. All in things like that and everything. All dirty around there, which we'll get rid of. Now, as with any engine clean, make sure you cover up things like exposed battery terminals, your alternator and electrical sort of contacts. I'm really lucky with this engine because the fuse box is quite well protected. The alternator is under a guard. The battery connections are covered in a guard as well, and there are no exposed electrical connections. Okay, so I'm really happy that as long as I'm sensible and we've got the benefit of only using limited water in the steam machine, that we should be okay. So really now going to start applying our chemicals to transform both the underside and the main engine bay and see what we can do. So we're going to do the underside of the bonnet first. Make sure you've got your gloves on, and all I'm going to do is spray the alienmagic Revival across the entire underside. I'm then just going to leave it for about a minute, and then I'm going to agitate with steam, which is basically going to turbocharge the effectiveness of the degreasant. So you buy chemicals, let the chemicals do their thing. Just be careful. You know, if you're scared about putting it in your eyes, wear a face mask, goggles and all that kind of stuff. So plenty of degreasant. All over, and then I'm just going to leave this for a couple of minutes. Okay, so we've left it a couple of minutes, and you can actually see all the grime coming off, which is really good. And like I said, all I'm going to now do is use some steam in conjunction with the actual detailing spray to just give things a hand. So it's nice and easy. And I'll be honest, this is really therapeutic. And just work your way around. Easy as that. So I'm going to do the whole underbonnet on a time warp, and then we're going to spray it down, sort of rinse it off with the hot water, and we'll take a look. Right, that's the underside of the bonnet, and hopefully the GoPro will pick this up, but it's just taken that grime layer off, and it makes such a difference. That is literally, as you saw me, wiped it down with a cloth, and look at it. All the dirt, and if you do miss any, just go back and redo the bits you've done. Take your time, especially on a nice car like that, it's worth it on this, this kind of car. Maserati deserves the best. And what a difference. So we're going to use exactly the same technique for this mucky pup. So the way I would do a big engine bay like this, I just slice it into quarters or thirds. So I'm going to do it to thirds. So I'm going to focus on this area, then the main sort of block, and then over there as well. So it's exactly the same. I wouldn't worry about sort of, you know, making sure that you don't get a little bit of the degreasant over everything else, because you're going to do this at the start of your detail. All right, so you're going to do obviously the engine bay, then the wheels, and then you're going to be cleaning your car, but try not to get a degreasant down the side, and if you do, make sure you tidy it up and wipe it off. You don't want that drying. So that's sort of that third done. Liberal application of the alienmagic degreasant. We're then going to leave that for a minute or two, come back and do our detail work with the steam, exactly the same as what we did last time. Okay, so this is it, a third done. Now you can already see the difference. That's that third bit that we've done. And it doesn't take long at all. Just take your time and do a good job, okay? So you can see that's the bit we've done, and it's gone on to the dirty bit. And that's just degreaser, a bit of steam, agitation with the brush, use the hot water function to sort of rinse it off and then dry it with a towel. And that's without dressing at the moment, so you can quite clearly see the difference that we've made already, which is really, really nice. Really looking forward to seeing how this is going to look once all the dressing's on as well. So we're going to put it on a time warp, do the rest of it, and then we're going to give it a good dry with the air blower as well, and then put some dressing on. So let's finish off this bit. So cleaning phase done and drying phase thoroughly done. Must have spent about 10 minutes drying this to make sure there's no residual water whatsoever. So we're on to the beautification, the aesthetics and the protection side. Now, weapon of choice today is Tenzi Pro Detailing Motoplast, which is an engine bay protection. It's designed for temperatures up to 250 degrees C, so it's specifically designed for operating under that hot engine bay environment, and it's got to offer UV protection. It's also going to give a coating which is going to be resistant to dirt buildup, so subsequently when you do future engine cleans it's going to be a lot easier. Okay, you're not going to have to really get in and get rid of that grime. I've used this continuously for the last 2 or 3 years, keep coming back to it. It in my opinion offers more protection than for the likes of Pearl, which is more an aesthetic sort of barrier in my opinion. So it can be used on wet or dry vehicles. I usually use it on a dry vehicle. It's just a question of misting it over. Now, as you can see, vast improvement to the engine bay already. All that dirt and grime's gone. All right, so we're now, like I said, just the finishing touches, and this is a nice, easy bit. And you're going to see me now. I'm just going to mist over the engine, not too much, and basically leave it. Now, if you do get any residual sort of product, you can then go over and get rid of excess with a microfiber. But I find that this does seem to level quite easily, and you don't usually get this sort of bits building up, which is really, really nice. So I'm going to apply it now and let it dry. And that's it, all done, nice and easy. Now, the only additional bit I did do was I went round the rubbers and the hoses, etc., with Tenzi silicone spray. So all the hoses and the big seal there. I'm not sure if this is still available, all right, but if you do have an opportunity to get some silicone spray, it does a good job. It enhances the aesthetics and it provides protection against hoses cracking and all that kind of stuff. Just keeps them a bit more subtle and protected to external influences. So nice and easy, something you can definitely do yourself. If you haven't got the blowers and the steamers, you can still do it with engine degreasant and brushes. And if you want to go down the sort of garden hose or jet washer, just be careful with covering up or electrical components. Like I said at the start of the video, I'm going to put a list of all the engine cleans that I've done, and I'm also going to put Dave from Epic's engine clean, which was really, really good, showing the use of steam cleaner. That's probably better than my video. In fact, it is. In fact, I got the idea to use steam and I've never gone back. So Dave, great video on that one. I'll put a link at the bottom as well. And it's definitely something you can do. So I'm going to show you a quick clip of the engine bay now. Great improvement. That's the end of video 1. And over the next coming weeks, we're going to be doing all the other stuff, the wheels, the outside and the inside. So hope to have your return company when we post those on YouTube. So take care.